There's a shift moving in, and it doesn't come with signs, it doesn't knock, it doesn't ask, it enters quietly and starts changing things. And on July 28, 2025, it reaches the point where silence turns into change you can't ignore. By then, what's out of rhythm won't keep going, not because you chose it, but because it no longer fits where this energy is headed. You've already seen the misfires, the timing that's off, the way familiar things suddenly feel slightly out of range. This isn't coincidence. You're being pulled forward, and here's what most people will miss. This moon isn't here to motivate, it's here to clear. If you're watching this, it means you're already in its field, and in a few minutes you'll understand. This isn't about keeping pace with your past, it's about letting the future start without delay. This rare moon event on July 28th is a total energy reset. It's the kind of shift that makes you stop in your tracks and realize something big is lining up. Not out there but in you. It's the moment everything clicks. Who you've been, what no longer fits, and what you're finally ready to step into. The energy is sharp, alive, and it's pushing things forward in a real way. You might catch yourself thinking differently, moving differently, trusting what actually matters instead of overthinking everything. It's not about becoming someone new, it's about finally backing the version of you that's always been waiting to lead. This isn't surface-level change, it's a full-on wake-up call from the universe to move how you're meant to move. It's direct, bold, and right on time. You're not stuck, you're leveling up. If you're all in for this rare shift, type "I'm wide open" in the comments. Like to charge this moment, and subscribe to keep moving forward. Everything starts to shift when life stops repeating and starts revealing. That's exactly the kind of moment July 28, 2025 is offering, a rare moon event that acts like a key, unlocking something that's been waiting to come through, not in the stars above you, but in the core of how you're built. Think of it like a signal boost, a higher frequency moment designed to reconnect you with what truly clicks inside your timing, your clarity, your next bold move. Now, let's go deeper. Numerologically, July 28th is full of movement energy. 2, 8, and 7 all hold strong messages. The 2 represents flow between the inner and outer world. It's the number of emotional honesty, alignment in action, and staying connected without losing yourself. The 8th, that's power without force. It's the vibe of "I know what I bring to the table, and I don't need to over-explain it." And the 7, when added into this mix through 2025, speaks to deep self-trust and sharper spiritual instincts. Combine all of these, and what you get is a cosmic window that's built for growth, that sticks, not the kind that fades the minute life gets messy. Astrologically, this rare moon event carries a fire meets water flavor. Passion that's grounded, clarity that's not rushed. It's not here to shock your system, it's here to wake up what's real. Expect to reconnect with things you thought were on pause or uncertain. Projects, relationships, even the way you speak up for yourself. All of it is being recalibrated under this moonlight. Imagine it like tuning into a new station after static. Suddenly, what didn't make sense has rhythm. You'll notice the small nudges first, more clarity in your interactions, a pull to clean out the unnecessary, maybe even conversations that move faster than usual, like the universe is helping you catch up. Not because you're behind, but because the moment is now aligned for motion. For those who've been waiting for a clear sign to make a change, this moon is loud in its own quiet way. You won't find it shaking the sky with chaos. It moves more like a spotlight hitting exactly where you need to stand. Not for performance, but for progress. And it doesn't matter where you are in your journey, whether you're rebuilding, launching, reconnecting, or simply redefining, it shows up with the same message. It's time. Old timelines, they're fading out, not because they were wrong, but because they've served their purpose. And now, with this rare moon overhead, the focus turns to what's next and how you'll meet it. One of the most unique parts of this moon is how grounded it is. It's not chaotic, it's intentional. And that means every action taken around this time has staying power. It's the perfect moment for upgrades, your environment, your mindset, your relationships, your next step. Not from a place of fixing, but from a place of rising. Spiritually, it's like stepping into a room you didn't know you had access to before. And now that the door's open, you can't pretend it doesn't exist. Whether it's clarity on your purpose, a new way to move through conflict, or finally trusting yourself to choose what you want. This moon isn't about loud breakthrough. It's about clear alignment between who you are and what's real for you. So don't expect this moment to rush in with noise. It's more like a smooth frequency finally coming through after static. The kind you don't want to miss, because once it clicks, everything around you starts syncing up. This is why July 28th isn't just another date. It's an energetic checkpoint, the type that reshapes your pace, your mindset, your rhythm, and it's all happening now. This moment is designed for more than thinking. It's here for real alignment. A pause, yes, but not an empty one. It's built for clarity, a kind of mental reset that doesn't depend on silence, but on presence. You're not trying to block out the noise. You're finally letting what matters take center stage. Start by softening your focus, not zoning out, but tuning into what actually holds weight right now. You don't have to chase calm, you're stepping into it. You don't need to empty your mind. You're just shifting the spotlight to what fuels you, not drains you. The power isn't in trying harder, it's in showing up fully. There's nothing to fix here. No rush to become someone else. That's not what this space is for. It's for being completely in tune with who you are, without performance. When the outside world pulls you in 100 directions, this is your moment to return to one, your own. Move your awareness into your body, not to overthink it, but to reconnect. Where's your energy drawing you? Is it a part of your body that feels steady, or maybe a spot that just feels more alive than the rest? Trust that. Let it guide your focus, like a natural rhythm. Think of this as your inner signal, one that's always been there, just waiting for you to notice it again. Not loud, not dramatic, just real, clear, yours. And right here, in the middle of this awareness, we meet the energy of July 28th, 2025. This rare moon event acts like a spotlight. It doesn't scream for your attention. It simply offers clarity. You don't need to chase the next big thing. This moment reminds you that everything you need is already in motion. It clears distractions, tightens your focus, and brings you back to center. What happens when you fully stand in that kind of energy? You begin to make decisions from a grounded place. Not from doubt, not from pressure, but from alignment with what's real for you. Your posture shifts, your energy gets sharper. You stop hesitating and start moving with intent. This is the power of showing up clear, not because everything is perfect, but because you are present. Now lock into a thought that speaks directly to this version of you, something that doesn't ask for permission, something that doesn't apologize. Keep it real. Maybe it's I trust my timing, maybe it's I'm not playing small anymore, or even I'm already in motion. Whatever it is, let it live in your body. Let it anchor in your spine, your stance, your awareness. It's not just a mantra, it's a message from you to you. This moment is about return, not to the past, but to your core, the part of you that never needed validation to move forward, the part of you that already knows when it's time. And now, it's call forward the clearest version of yourself, the one who isn't caught in loops, the one who moves without apology, the one who trusts the vision even when no one else sees it yet. Not in the distance, right here, right now. That version is already active. Picture that version waking up tomorrow and moving through the day differently. Not louder, not faster, just more locked in. What changes? What conversations shift? What decisions become easier? Now don't just think about it. Own it. Step into that identity now, not for hype, not for performance, but for presence, for truth, for momentum that actually sticks. One statement, one core truth. That's all you need to walk this next chapter with full awareness. I don't need permission to move forward. I already am. Say it without hesitation. Say it without trying to sound convincing. Say it because it matches your frequency. Now you're not chasing clarity. You are the clarity. Now carry that energy with you, not as a thought, but as the way you move. Everything changes when your presence walks into the room first. Not ego, not performance, just truth. The kind that doesn't need to be explained. That's the version of you this moment unlocks. Unfiltered, clear, no extras. Shift your focus to your surrounding, whether you're in motion or still. Notice the way your space responds when you are aligned. It's not about perfection. It's about owning your energy. What you bring into a space has power. Your calm sets the tone. Your clarity leads the way. And your decision to show up fully, that's magnetic. Now check in with your internal rhythm. What pace actually works for you? Not the one the world pushes, but the one your energy naturally flows with. You don't need to speed up or slow down. You just need to move in sync with your own frequency. That's where your power multiplies. With each passing second, the shift deepens. You're no longer reacting. You're choosing. And that changes everything. Choosing how you show up. Choosing what gets your attention. Choosing what no longer gets access to your energy. That's alignment in motion. As the rare moon event continues, influencing the space around you, lean into the upgrades already happening internally. This isn't about wishing for transformation. It's about recognizing the transformation that's already started, and you didn't miss it. You're right on time. Bring your awareness to what's already flowing easier than it used to. Maybe it's confidence in your voice. Maybe it's the ability to pause instead of spiraling. Or maybe it's the way you're finally giving yourself permission to stop overthinking every step. That shift is real, and it's yours. Tap into a new affirmation. This one's not fluff. It's grounded, certain, direct, everything aligned for this moment. I'm not behind. I'm right where I need to be. Let that sit with you. Let it speak for you in how you carry yourself, in how you say no without guilt, in how you say yes with your whole chest. You're not negotiating your worth anymore. You're showing up in it. No external event, person or outcome defines what you get to become. That power is already inside you. And what you're doing now is matching it thought by thought, step by step. Let one more mantra lock into your system. Make it clean, sharp, unshakable. I move like the version of me I used to wait for. Hold that truth, not as an idea, but as a decision. This moment is yours because you're claiming it. You're not hoping something changes. You are the change. Let your energy settle into that knowing. The past doesn't hold the mic anymore. The noise doesn't run the show. And from here on out, everything you build, how you show up, what you allow, what you create, it all starts to look different. Stronger, lighter, clearer. Now take one deep mental step forward. Not in your body, but in your awareness. Step into the rest of your day or night with this lock. You don't need another sign. You are the sign. And anyone who meets you from here forward is meeting the clearest, boldest version of you yet. This isn't a temporary spark. This is the ignition of something steady, the start of momentum that doesn't fizzle out when things get loud. Let's carry it forward. Every word, every shift, every upgrade, you're not becoming, you're showing up. And it's about time. You're ready, not because everything's figured out, but because you're finally in it, fully, completely. No doubt left behind. It starts without announcement, no loud signal, no dramatic countdown, and still, it changes everything. One quiet realization starts to rise from underneath all the distractions, all the noise, not an outside voice, not a borrowed truth, something deeper, yours. The rare moon event of July 28th doesn't demand your attention. It moves with a kind of quiet certainty that doesn't need to prove anything. But if you're tuned in, if even a small part of you is paying attention, it becomes impossible to ignore what's really waking up inside you. It's not about answers. It's not even about clarity in the way most people chase it. It's about finally seeing that you've always known more than you gave yourself credit for. You've had the instincts, the nudges, the pull, but you've been busy translating your truth into a language that made others comfortable. That time is over. You're not here to shrink, to fit things that never saw you fully. You're here to lead with what's real, even if it's raw, even if it doesn't come with guarantees. That's the kind of boldness this moment asks for. Not noise, not perfection, real presence. For so long, you've been looking for signs that it's safe to step up. You've scanned timelines, watched others, waited for permission. But here's what clicks now. You were never supposed to wait. You were supposed to build your own rhythm and let the world adjust to you. That's the real turning point. Realizing that this moment isn't about starting from scratch. It's about continuing as the version of you that no longer over-explains, doubts, or edits yourself down. Everything starts shifting the minute you stop chasing what's meant to be and begin choosing what you're no longer available for. That single decision realigns everything: your pace, your people, your purpose. It's easy to get caught in the noise of trying to do it all right, but July 28th asks a sharper question. What if your next level doesn't need to be earned? It just needs to be unblocked. That means no more waiting for approval to back your own vision. No more second-guessing decisions that make sense deep down. No more dimming your energy to keep peace where there is no real peace. And especially no more timelines that keep you small just because you don't want to seem too much. You're not too much. You're finally enough for yourself. And that changes everything. You don't need a crowd to confirm this version of you. The shift is internal first. The outer results always catch up, but they never lead the process. You do. That's where your real power lives. Not in what happens next, but in how you show up for right now. This moon doesn't ask for a performance. It brings a question. Can you walk like the door is already open? Not cautiously, not with backup plans stacked in your pocket. Can you trust that you're already walking the right path, even if it doesn't look like anyone else's? You've got ideas you haven't acted on, not because they're not ready, but because you've been convincing yourself you're not. But now you know better. The waiting game is over. Every moment you spend holding back is a moment disconnected from the version of you that's already ready. This isn't about hustle. It's not about urgency in a stressful way. It's about alignment with your own rhythm and no longer moving like your time is optional. You've already tried being the version of you that plays it safe. That version gave you lessons, but it's not equipped for where you're heading, not anymore. The most powerful thing you can do right now is decide, not plan, not hope. Decide. Decide that you're ready to walk in full capacity. Decide that your energy is no longer on clearance. Decide that who you are when you're not apologizing is who you're going to be. Starting now. But not everything can be explained by reason, not during times like these. Even those who plan every hour, who chase logic like it's the only path forward, start catching themselves in silent moments, wondering what this pull is, this quiet shift in direction, this unraveling of what once felt so fixed. It doesn't look dramatic on the surface, but everything underneath is moving. People who haven't spoken in years are reaching out. Projects left abandoned are suddenly calling for a second look. Decisions that once felt clear now carry weight. It's all part of what this moon energy is stirring on a level that can't be charted. The rare moon event is more than a sky show. It's like a private meeting with parts of yourself you rarely slow down long enough to hear. All the noise of the world, the constant comparison, the proving, the running. It falls to the side, even if briefly. And what rises in that space? A version of you that's no longer waiting for permission to shift gears. A version that understands now that timing isn't about luck. It's about readiness. People are rethinking who they've given their time to, rethinking the labels they've been boxed into, what they thought they were supposed to chase. Maybe that's not the goal anymore. The race changes when you realize the finish line never mattered as much as the direction. And now the direction is changing. Not slowly, not someday, now. July 28th wasn't chosen randomly. Energy isn't some background noise. It responds to what we're willing to see. And what's becoming clear now is that we're done repeating patterns we outgrew long ago. That inner tug isn't confusion, it's recognition. You know exactly what isn't working anymore. You just haven't said it out loud. But the silence is starting to crack. Even the people around you sense it. That something's different, not dramatic, just real. What's unfolding doesn't need applause or a platform. It's not about being seen doing the right thing. It's about finally seeing yourself. And what that brings is more than clarity. It brings power. Quiet, steady power that doesn't ask for attention but changes everything it touches. The power to leave, the power to build, the power to change direction without asking anyone for a map. So many of us were waiting for a sign, a green light, a final push. But sometimes it's not a push. It's a realization that you've outgrown the waiting, that you are the sign, that nobody else can tell you what this chapter holds, because it's never been written before, not like this. People say the big changes are scary, but what's scarier is staying stuck in something that doesn't light you up. Staying small just because it's familiar. That's not strength, that's habit, and habit is no longer enough. This moment is asking for something different, something bolder, truer, sharper. This energy doesn't come with detailed instructions. It comes with clarity that builds in pieces. First a thought, then a pull, then a moment where you're standing in front of the version of your life you said you wanted, and you finally step into it, not perfectly, not with full certainty, but with real presence. That's the part no one prepares you for. The courage it takes to let go of who you've been when it's no longer aligned with who you're becoming. The moment when you finally admit that what you've tolerated is too small for who you're meant to be. That the cracks in your schedule, your habits, your conversations, they aren't glitches, they're invitations. And not everyone will see it, not everyone will understand it, but that's not the point. This season isn't about convincing others, it's about choosing yourself louder than ever. Because once you see it, what needs to change, you can't unsee it. And pretending you didn't notice won't keep you comfortable. It will keep you stuck. You don't need permission to rise. You don't need applause to begin. You don't even need a perfect plan. What you need is a decision to honor what's unfolding, to trust that whatever falls away now wasn't strong enough to hold what's next. And whatever stays, it stays because it's finally meeting you where you are, not where you were. What's coming next isn't just about progress. It's about truth, real truth, the kind that doesn't flinch, the kind that holds you accountable, the kind that breaks old identities and asks you to build from a different place. Not out of fear, not out of duty, but out of alignment with your now. This moment right here is where you stop looking back, not because it was all wrong, but because it's already served its purpose. You've carried it long enough. Now it's time to create from the version of you that's no longer willing to wait for things to make perfect sense. The deepest revelation doesn't come with fireworks. It comes when you realize you no longer need to explain your growth. When peace replaces urgency. When trust becomes stronger than control. When the next step stops looking like a question and starts looking like a choice you're ready to make. You don't have to have it all figured out, but you do have to stop lying to yourself about what you want. This moon didn't bring clarity for nothing. It brought it so you could finally stop chasing what's fading and build what's real. And now that you know, truly know what's no longer yours to carry, it's time to set it down, quietly, completely. And yet in the spaces between our ordinary routines, something begins to hum beneath the surface. It's not dramatic or loud, it's quiet but undeniable, like a shift in the light before sunset, or a tone in music that suddenly makes everything come alive. You begin to realize the signs weren't missing. What changes everything now isn't a sudden miracle or external sign. It's the realization that clarity never needed permission. You're not here to convince yourself that you're on the right path. What began as reflection has now become a turning of your own tide. It doesn't require a perfect plan. It asks for presence. It calls for you to stop running loops of what you could have done differently. And instead, pay attention to the way your energy is shifting now. Not because someone told you it would, but because you can feel that you are done standing still in rooms that no longer match your frequency. This is what July 28th opened. Not drama, not noise, a deeper kind of awareness. It makes no announcements, but you notice you've already started moving things around in your life. Unsubscribed, unfollowed, let go quietly. You've cleaned emotional clutter that had been sitting untouched for months, and for the first time, it's not painful, it's empowering. The most profound part of this season isn't that you're changing, it's that you're no longer resisting the change you already knew was coming. You're not waiting for permission, you're claiming space you once minimized. What seemed far away is no longer out of reach, not because the path has changed, but because you have. Type aligned for more in the comments if this message reached you at the right time. Drop a like if it stirred something true within you, and share this with someone navigating a quiet shift. They might need this clarity too. Subscribe to stay connected with content made to support your spiritual growth in real time. We're not here by accident. This space is built for transformation together. July 28th isn't about chasing cosmic perfection. It's about recognizing that alignment has already started to show up in the way we speak, move, connect, and release. It's no longer about waiting for a clear signal. This is the season where growth speaks through simplicity, and timing speaks louder than effort. The moon doesn't push, it guides, and the rare moon event on July 28th did exactly that. Offered a moment to clear emotional backlog, reconnect with our core direction, and finally stop questioning what's been rising in us for months. Those who are tuned in are no longer searching for external permission. We're already walking into what's meant for us. Let's walk it.